Nimble app, which is talking about how we can do some exercises and improve our balance. Roll up, take a seat. We're about to start in just 1 minute. This is just the fire exit. So see where the big pink flags are? The exit is just to the left. You can go ahead, I have it, so no, go ahead. All right, so welcome everybody. My name's Charlotte Cuff. I work for Harbour Sport, and I'll just sort of introduce the reason why I'm talking on behalf of ACC. So we are contracted to ACC to deliver community strength and balance classes in the community. Our contract covers the whole of Auckland down to North Waikato, and our main focus is community strength and balance classes, but also we have this side role of promoting to the community and talking to them about the technological and in-home stuff and the other stuff that they can do outside of community group strength and balance classes. So you can come and see us today. Our stall is just around on this side of the room, and you can talk to us about either the Nimble app or community group strength and balance classes if you were quite social and you wanted to find the right class for you. Okay? So just talking about Nimble today, we'll just have a quick look at, if you can click on, we'll just play you this quick video which gives you an introduction to Nimble. We've just got some technological issues. I'm very glad. I was very relieved to come up and there was a chap looking after the technology, so at least I can stand here and just sort of like a swan glide above it. I'm happy about that. Is it on now? Can we get it connected to the speaker? It's quite difficult to hear, isn't it? There are captions on it, is that if you want to move closer you can perhaps see the captions. I am going to go through the content of this as we go forward, so maybe we'll leave that for now. We'll move on. So if you can just sort of, So there's a number of things that I'm going to cover in today's presentation. The primary ones are the sort of what it is, how you download it, why you should be connected to it, or you or your loved ones. It's basically, it is an app that's suitable for anybody over 50 should be thinking about their balance, because the younger that we start to think about these things and put them into our daily routine or our weekly routine, the more resistant, the more resilience we have as we start the inevitable aging process and the declines that are often associated with that process, and many times inevitable. So Nimble training, it's an app-based program. Now it is ACC absolutely fund it in New Zealand, but it is an American company that actually sort of have the app, and the ACC purchased the rights for New Zealanders to access the app. So it is free to the user, but ACC do pay the company, so that's sort of how it works. And you work through your phone or your tablet, and there is an email information stream that also comes and tells you lots of different things that you need to know about exercising that's appropriate for balance. So you can, you want to also, within the app, you will be doing exercises to increase your balance, and also there are tests that you can use that will, you know, periodically test you so that you can see that you've progressed. And basically, the premise of the Nimble app is there's two aspects. It's multitasking. You're doing the physical exercises, simple exercises. You can be seated if you need to be seated, but you're doing simple exercises, but also you're doing like little simple quizzes as well. And what that does is that multitasking approach, it connects the mind and the body, which is often, it's that connection, that quick connection that has got tired over time, that leads to something being, you might have tripped 10 years ago and recovered, that actually as you get older, that same trip, you will find yourself potentially on the floor or nearly absolutely falling, whereas previous to that, you wouldn't necessarily have experienced that. And it is an unfortunate age-related decline that occurs in every human, and it is something that if you pay attention to it, little and often, that you can actually bring it under control, okay? So we're doing body exercises and cognitive challenges and brain games, and you don't need any equipment, so it can be done very simply in your own home. You do need a little bit of space, but you're not going to be moving vastly around, so you do need quite a small space to be able to do this safely. And of course you do need a smart device, a phone or an iPad. Next. So the benefits that we see from Nimble is fully covered by ACC, so free to use as a New Zealander, and it can be done in the comfort of your own home or wherever you want to do it, basically. We would encourage you to do it inside just because the surface is better than a garden. And it's shown to increase independence and confidence. So the premise of these exercises has been very well researched. They've done lots of research in the Nimble company, the American company. They did a lot of research around it and how much it improves your balance. I think it improves it by about 30%, but I think I've got the stats later on. And also your confidence as well, because what happens is, we know, like when you are scared of falling or you've had a fall, it does become a cycle where you have like a fear of falling cycle, and we know that. So anything that you can do to give yourself more confidence and practice of your balance is going to hopefully enable you more function as you practice. And then 10 minutes a day. So that's sort of like the recommendation for Nimble is 10 minutes a day, and that's where the research sits in terms of the benefits. But we would absolutely say that anything is better than nothing. So if you can only do a little bit of balance a couple of times a week, it's definitely going to be better than doing nothing. It won't give you the 30% improvement results that the research is based on. However, it will give you some benefit. Okay? Next, please. Thank you. So falls become more common as we age, and in Aotearoa, New Zealand, fall-related claims that the ACC receive are 39% of all ACC claims. This is quite, so this is why ACC want to invest in this space. But to be fair, that is comprised of not just older adults, that's all adults and all claims. And in 2022, and again, 172,000 of people over age 65 had a fall-related ACC claim. So 172,000 people in 2022. That's a lot of New Zealanders that are falling, older adult New Zealanders. So it is a significant issue, and it is quite a costly one and the impacts as well. Like if an older adult falls and breaks their hips, I think the sum total of an annual cost for ACC is 50 million. It costs them when people break their hips when they fall. However, we might talk about the financial costs, but as a person and a family member of somebody that's broke their hip, and as an individual that's broke your hip, it really is, the recovery can be really quite lengthy, and itself will cause, because you're not as mobile and you're not moving around doing your normal things, it itself causes an amount of physical decline in a body. So, you know, if we can avoid the situation where we're falling and hurting ourselves quite severely and having to recover, all the better. So independence is one of the key things that's impacted, particularly when an older adult falls, whether that is, you know, often it's sort of wrists or elbows or, you know, breaking a fall that occurs. But, you know, any injury from a fall, or even a fall that comes without an injury, can really affect the mental well-being of an individual. So it is, you know, it is important. And looking at the stats, we've got over 65s is a whole, you know, 1 in 3. But then when we get to 80, 1 in 2 is the stats for falling. So we can see that there's a progressive inclination to fall as we get older as humans. And so 1 in 2 once you reach 80, and of course that will continue to progress as the body gets older as well. And the cool thing, so what ACC did before they formally partnered with Nimble is they ran a 12-month pilot study and tested Nimble with some users, and they saw a 28% reduction in falls and the related claims that occur. So it's a significant shift that can occur when you habitually use Nimble. Okay, so the cool thing I think about Nimble is because it can be absolutely responsive to you as an individual. So if you can imagine sort of like a tiered system of physical movement, this being the most mobile and this being the least mobile, and somebody that can't get out of a chair, that Nimble will basically has got the ability to move you around in that sort of continuum, okay? So it can meet you and it asks you and it learns about how you're doing as a user, and it will give you what it thinks is the most appropriate. And then what it will do over time as you improve is it will also progress, okay? So it's very responsive and personalised to your needs. And the thing I like about Nimble is that also while you're playing it, there's little games. Because we talked before about the mental and physical connection, the multitasking that Nimble is very focused on, which is the brain-body connection. And how it does that is it's little games, so odd one out, little quizzes, that you're getting your brain thinking while you're doing some sort of exercise, or this, you know, and you're doing the quiz at the same time, okay? Enhancing that brain-body connection. So it's a little bit of fun as well. Little easy sort of simple quizzes, but while you're moving your body and focusing on what your body's doing, the quiz, even though it's quite easy, can be a little bit, you're like, oh, you know, because you've got to think of two things at once. So a great choice for you if you like playing games, and you know, it will help you to sharpen your brain up as well. Really good if you want to improve your balance, if you worry about falling, you want to maintain your independence, and you're looking for something that's flexible. So I know lots of the older adults that I know like to go on holiday and cruises and stuff like that. And so, you know, this is something that you can take with you anywhere. I mean, we would absolutely encourage you to attend classes because of the social and the mental health benefits that you get from going to a class with other people, but we appreciate and absolutely that that's not everybody's cup of tea. And some people need to be quite flexible because they're moving around, supporting family, and they need something that fits in a time and space that works for them. And Nimble absolutely could, you know, you can do it at any time. So it absolutely can fit with you. So dual tasking. So it does, you know, our brains slow down a little bit, our body slows down a little bit, and everything doesn't quite connect the same way it used to, and that will progress, but you can train yourself and you can work to halt that decline and improve your capacity, your movement, okay? And basically what we talked before about that multitasking, it's having the brain kicking in to move the leg if you need to quickly stop yourself from falling. And basically now Nimble retrains that reflex. So while you're focusing into that challenge, your body is moving, and it's that duplicity of interaction between the body, the nervous system and the muscles that starts to get stronger and reconnect. Next. Okay, so basically this is what it looks like on your phone. So we've got the exercise. I really like the app for setting up the exercise. So what it does is it's got this person, and it describes if you're a great reader and you love to read about how things happen, then it's got a lovely description of how you do the exercise. It's also got sort of like the person that's showing you how the exercise actually looks if you're very visual. And it will wait until you know what you're doing with that exercise, and then it will ask you to tell it that you're ready. So you can move through it at the pace that you need to. So we can see this one is a seated march, and then there's a timer as well, so you basically just work at your own pace. If I was standing, this would be a standing march, and you can do this one's a seated one. So this person that's off this is obviously at the seated level of the exercise, okay? You can stop it at any time as you want, and the time will work down. And then at the same time, what it does is it puts you into some sort of quiz. I mean, this is a written quiz, but there are shapes like bunnies and stars and all different stuff. So you might be looking at shapes, you might be looking at changes in colour and shapes, which is the odd one out. This one's a written one. They're all sort of different to highlight and to access different parts of your brain. So whether it's a written sort of cognitive part of your brain, or whether you're just reacting to the visual of the shapes and the colours. So it's really cool in that respect. Next. So here we can see the instructions, the written instructions here, and then see, this is the important part, continue to training. So you do it in your own sweet time, and then when you're ready, when you've understood the exercise, and you might just get it, because that'll be moving on the app, so you might just get it from that, or you might want to read it, okay? And then what it does is it records how often you train, and it'll send you little prompts and stuff. So it records how you train as well. Next. All right, that's it. Now, does anybody have any questions?
This is nice that it seems a personal.
Yes, it does. It is a requirement.
How many people here have a mobile phone?
Yes, how many here have a mobile phone?
Most of them.
Most.
Very
Yeah.
good, very good.
You do. I mean, technology, it absolutely does. If somebody does not have or wish to have technology, there are definitely still ways to exercise. And if somebody sat here today who goes, actually, I want to do some exercise that's going to help me with my strength and balance, yet I don't have a mobile phone, I don't want a mobile phone, and therefore, and I actually don't like that. And there's many people that go, actually, it's not really for me, and we absolutely respect that. So we're here today, our duplicity of roles is, yes, we support ACC in talking about the Nimble app, but also there are classes that people can go to that we can connect them to, and also this home exercise that we can set up, just a paper base, a little routine, simple routine on the thing. And this, honestly, there's heaps on the internet as well, on YouTube, of just simple at-home exercises that you can set up for yourself that can be chair-based, absolutely, or you can be working around a chair, that you can just work into your weekly or daily route, preferably daily, I'll be honest. Like, if you want to get the change from exercising for your balance, it is a daily, it's like brushing your teeth, it's a daily situation. Yeah, you're welcome.
Hi, my name is Maria.
Hi, Maria.
I'm 70 something.
Oh my God, you look amazing.
Thank you. I got some friends who doesn't have a mobile phone.
Yeah.
And I'm just wondering if you have or if they can have a magazine with all the steps.
With the exercises.
Exactly. I think
Yep.
it would be very nice because if they can't access a mobile phone, they can use the magazine and have step by step.
Totally. Yeah.
Do you have something like this?
Yeah. So we've got an exercise sheet called Super 7, which was a sheet of exercises, 7 exercises developed by Physio New Zealand with a team from AUT that is basically the fundamental stuff that you can do easily at home that's going to enable you to get the benefits of that exercise in a balanced and fall prevention way. Yeah. So we can hook you up with that if you want to.
How can I have one?
Yeah, so we've got a self-referral form. We can get in touch with you and send you that through the post. I haven't got the form with me actually, but our stall is just up there. It's on the final thing. So if you could just come and see us, you can fill out a self-referral form. We have somebody who their job is to connect with people who want to exercise in an appropriate way. It might be in a class, it might be in home, it might be through the app, but their job is to get people moving in that way to ultimately prevent falls. So yeah.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Thank you for your question. Any other questions? So yeah, if you want to, please come and see us. If you want to chat to us, we're about halfway up in the last aisle, halfway up on the left from here. So we'd love to talk to you, and if you want us to, we can get Anna, who's our referrals person. She can talk to, we'll take your information so she can chat to you. We represent the area all the way up from Tehana, all the way down to south of Pokemon. So that's our geographic. We have 850 classes that happen every week through that area. So whether it's at-home exercise, app-based exercise, or class exercise that you want to get hooked into, connect with us. We want you to move, like we want people to stop falling, basically. All right?
Thank you.
Thank you so much for being with me. I really appreciate it. Thank you. So the reason is because you need to be within this sort of distance to be able to select. Yeah, you're not the only one. You're not the only one. Right? I mean, the thing is that barriers to people would mean take on city and being able to hold it up. So what I would, down in your chair, and I want you to just sit up and down there. Do as many as you can for a short period of the day. That's all free, and then maybe go
Còn hiện nay mình được chọn đặt theo
but literally back in the chair, against the wall, that's an important, and then just literally, I mean, you can sit there to start, and just sit, you know, you might have to sit to start.
Are you videoing? I started presenting in a minute.
Right.
And using this slowly, that's how you find that you're trying to